At 99 years old, comedy legend Mel Brooks has shattered the silence surrounding the heartbreaking deaths of his dear friend Rob Reiner and Rob's wife Michelle, unveiling a raw, gut-wrenching account that exposes the hidden torment plaguing one of Hollywood's most beloved families. In an intimate, no-holds-barred conversation that's sending ripples through the industry, Brooks pulls back the curtain on years of unspoken pain, revealing how love, legacy, and untreated demons collided in a devastating explosion no one could prevent. This isn't just another tragic headline. It's a stunning indictment of the shadows lurking behind fame's glittering facade, with details so intimate and profound that they'll redefine how you view Rob Reiner's life and untimely end. What Brooks discloses about the family's desperate battles, the warning signs ignored, and the unbreakable bonds that ultimately proved fatal is unbelievable, heartbreaking, and utterly explosive. You won't believe the depths of loyalty and loss he describes, painting a picture that's far more complex and human than the tabloids dare to show. And trust me, what I'm about to reveal gets even more unbelievable as we uncover the layers of this shattering story. Before we dive into this, hit that subscribe button if you want to stay ahead of every major Hollywood story. Now, let's get into what really happened. To grasp the full weight of this bombshell, we have to rewind to the roots of a friendship that defined generations of laughter in Tinseltown. Mel Brooks and Carl Reiner first crossed paths in the 1950s as writers on Sid Caesar's groundbreaking variety shows, forging a partnership that birthed iconic sketches like The 2,000-Year-Old Man. Their bond was unbreakable, decades of shared triumphs, including Grammy-winning comedy albums and endless nights of takeout dinners while yelling answers at Jeopardy on television. When Carl passed away in 2020 at age 98, it left a void in Brooks' world. But Rob Reiner, Carl's son born in 1947, stepped in to keep the spirit alive, often joining Brooks for those cherished evenings. Rob, who rose from playing the lovable meathead on All in the Family in the 1970s to directing timeless hits like When Harry Met Sally in 1989 and A Few Good Men in 1992, embodied the Reiner legacy of warmth, wit, and progressive values. He married photographer Michelle Singer in 1989, and together they built a life in Brentwood, raising 3 children, Tracy, Jake, and Nick, the youngest born in 1993. But beneath the surface of Rob's public image as a champion of family and openness, seen in his advocacy for same-sex marriage and civil rights, lurked private struggles. Nick, now 32, had long battled substance abuse and mental health challenges, including a recent schizophrenia diagnosis, issues that strained the family for over a decade. This matters now because Brooks's revelations highlight how these hidden fights eroded a dynasty, turning a story of Hollywood success into a cautionary tale about the perils of unaddressed illness in the spotlight. What the public witnessed was Rob's enduring charm. What was really unfolding was a quiet crisis that built relentlessly toward catastrophe. Now that you understand the full background, let me tell you exactly what happened. And this is where things take a dramatic turn. The saga unfolds like a screenplay Rob himself might have directed, but with a twist no one could script. It began innocently enough in the early 2010s, when Nick, then a teenager, first showed signs of turmoil. Academic struggles, social withdrawal, and initial brushes with drugs that his parents initially chalked up to the pressures of growing up in a famous household. By his early 20s, as Rob was helming projects like the 2017 film Shock and Awe, Nick's issues escalated into full-blown addiction, cycling through rehab programs funded by his parents' generosity. Sources describe Rob and Michelle as devoted, pouring resources into therapy and support, believing their love could rewrite the narrative. But by 2020, amid the pandemic that halted Hollywood productions, Nick's condition worsened. Reports indicate he experienced paranoid episodes, later tied to undiagnosed schizophrenia, where substance use masked deeper psychotic symptoms. Tensions mounted in the Brentwood estate, a sprawling property bought in the 1990s for around $3 million. now valued at over $20 million, where Nick periodically lived in the guest house. Insiders recall heated arguments over finances. Rob, with a net worth exceeding $200 million, from Castle Rock Entertainment, co-founded in 1987, often covered Nick's expenses, from luxury cars to failed creative ventures, hoping to steer him toward stability. Michelle, a producer on films like The Bucket List in 2007, played the peacemaker, advocating for compassion over confrontation. The turning point came in late 2024, when Nick returned home after another treatment stint, displaying aggressive delusions that alarmed close friends. Rob confided in confidants about locking doors at night, yet refused to evict him, echoing his on-screen personas of empathetic fathers. Then, on December 13, 2025, chaos erupted. Police reports detail a frantic 911 call around midnight from the home, where responders found Rob, 78, and Michelle, 68, in the master bedroom with multiple stab wounds from a kitchen knife. Nick was apprehended nearby, bloodied and incoherent, leading to his arrest the next day on 2 counts of first-degree murder. Autopsies confirmed death within minutes from sharp force injuries, ruling it homicide. The scene was gruesome, no forced entry, suggesting an internal eruption fueled by resentment over inheritance and perceived neglect. Brooks, drawing from decades of observing the family, describes this as the culmination of a decade-long spiral, where Rob's refusal to impose boundaries stemmed from guilt over his demanding career. I want to know what you think about this. Drop your reaction in the comments right now. Do you think Rob's approach was heroic or hazardous? But wait, because there's so much more to this story that most people don't know about. What I'm about to reveal changes the entire picture. Diving deeper into the undercurrents, Hollywood whispers reveal a web of enablers and systemic failures that amplified the crisis. Behind the Reiner's polished image, Rob's activism through organizations like the American Foundation for Equal Rights, which he co-founded in 2009, lay a network of high-paid therapists and addiction specialists who advised radical empathy over intervention, charging thousands per session while downplaying risks. Industry vets point to the legacy trap, where second and third generation stars like Nick grapple with impossible expectations. Growing up amid legends like Carl and Rob, who amassed accolades including Emmys and Oscar nods, Nick pursued acting and music but faltered, leading to self-worth craters exacerbated by drugs. Financially, the drain was staggering. Estimates suggest the family shelled out over $5 million in the last 5 years on rehabs, legal fees, and bailouts, including funding Nick's short-lived production company in 2018. PR teams worked overtime to suppress stories, spinning Nick's absences as personal growth retreats, while Rob's circle, including Brooks, urged tougher measures. What the headlines miss is the cultural context. Hollywood's tolerance for dysfunction, seen in similar cases like the Baldwin family battles with addiction. Sources say Michelle's influence kept Rob from seeking restraining orders, fearing public scandal would tarnish their image as progressive icons. Future ripples? This could spark reforms in celebrity mental health protocols, with studios eyeing liability in family-involved projects. Off-record execs admit the Reiner fortune, tied to residuals from classics like Stand By Me from 1986, now faces probate battles amid Nick's incarceration. The real story behind this goes much deeper, exposing how fame's isolation prevents timely help. And there's one more thing about this story that's going to completely change how you see everything. This is the part that everyone needs to hear. But here's where everything changes. The bombshell that stunned even the closest insiders, Nick's schizophrenia diagnosis, only confirmed months before the tragedy, was compounded by years of substance abuse that experts say created a perfect storm for violence. According to psychological profiles emerging now, Nick's delusions weren't random. They stemmed from deep-seated resentment toward his father's towering success, viewing Rob's achievements as barriers to his own identity. This revelation, drawn from court filings and family acquaintances, rewrites the narrative from a sudden snap to a preventable escalation. Brooks, in his candid reflections, laments how early signs, like Nick's erratic behavior at family gatherings as far back as 2015, were dismissed as artistic temperament, a common Hollywood euphemism. What makes this twist so shattering is the data. Studies show individuals with untreated schizophrenia and co-occurring addiction face a 10-fold higher risk of violent acts, yet the Reiners, advised by top clinicians, opted for home-based care over institutionalization. This single detail alters our understanding, shifting blame from one person to a flawed system that prioritizes privacy over safety. The implications are profound, forcing a reckoning on whether parental devotion can blind even the wisest to mortal dangers. The fallout has ignited a firestorm of responses across the board. Rob's When Harry Met Sally co-star Meg Ryan issued an emotional tribute saying, "Thank you, Rob and Michelle, for believing in true love, fairy tales, and laughter. Your loss is an impossible tragedy." Albert Brooks, Rob's lifelong pal since teenage years, shared in a CBS interview, "The fact that I am talking about him in the past tense is surreal. We met at 14, and he was my oldest friend." Fans swarmed social media, with hashtag #RememberRob trending worldwide, many praising his films while others debated mental health stigma. One viral post reading, "Rob gave us joy, but his story reminds us families need better support." Celebrities like Dick Van Dyke, who turned 100 just days before, posted, "Rob was family. This breaks my heart." Divisions emerged. Some criticized the justice system for not intervening sooner, while conservative voices highlighted Rob's liberal views on rehabilitation as naive. Industry heavyweights, including Norman Lear's estate, called for awareness campaigns. The internet exploded with memes blending grief and nostalgia, like clips from Spinal Tap from 1984, captioned "Turn it up to 11 for Rob." Even skeptics weighed in, with one analyst noting, "This unites Hollywood in sorrow, but exposes cracks in how we handle private crises." If you're finding this deep dive valuable, take 1 second to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We bring you all the insider Hollywood stories with details you won't find anywhere else. Your support means everything. Zooming out for expert insight, this catastrophe could reshape careers in the broader landscape. For Nick, facing life without parole or potentially the death penalty under California's special circumstances law, any future in entertainment is obliterated. While the Reiner siblings Tracy and Jake may inherit the bulk of the estate, potentially fueling family rifts, Rob's unfinished projects, like a rumored Spinal Tap sequel, announced in 2024, hang in limbo, with studios like Paramount scrambling for contingencies. Losses could top $50 million if shelved. Industry-wide, analysts predict a surge in mental health clauses in contracts, mirroring post-Weinstein harassment reforms. Comparing to historical parallels, like the 1989 Menendez brothers case where parental wealth met filial rage, this sets precedents for how courts handle schizophrenia defenses. Experts forecast pleas centering on diminished capacity, but conviction rates remain high at 80% for such charges. Long-term, Rob's legacy as a director of feel-good classics endures, but tainted by this shadow, possibly dimming awards buzz for retrospectives. The ripple effects will echo in therapy access for celeb kids, pushing trends toward anonymous support groups. If Hollywood history teaches anything, we can expect a wave of documentaries probing fame's dark side. As of right now, here's where things stand. Nick appeared in court December 17, 2025, without entering a plea, held without bail in solitary at Los Angeles County Jail, with arraignment set for January 2026. Death certificates, released December 23rd, confirm the couple died within minutes of each other from multiple knife wounds. No defensive injuries noted, suggesting surprise. Investigators probe motives, including financial disputes over Rob's will, while toxicology reports on Nick are pending. We're still waiting to hear about funeral details, kept private per family wishes. Breaking in the last 24 hours, a judge approved mental competency evaluations amid schizophrenia claims. What we're watching for next is any plea deal or trial motions. What do you think is going to happen next? Drop your predictions in the comments below. I read every single one and love seeing your theories about where this is headed. So there you have it. The complete, untold story of Mel Brooks's poignant revelations on the Reiner tragedy, a tale of enduring friendship eclipsed by unimaginable loss and a family's valiant but flawed fight against invisible foes. This situation is far from resolved, with court battles looming and Hollywood reflecting on its vulnerabilities. And you know we'll be here with every single update as it unfolds. Now I want to hear from you. What's your take on all of this? Was the system's failure inevitable, or could more have been done? Who do you sympathize with most? And what do you think is really going on behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one and always respond. If you found this video valuable, smash that like button and share it with anyone who needs to know the full story. Make absolutely sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on so you never miss our next breaking story. Check out these videos on screen right now for more exclusive Hollywood content you won't want to miss. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.